Hey, it's Renee here, and I wanted to jump on and chat with all of you about this deep connection that we can have with our body. But the problem is that we don't even know we are disconnected half the time. So we don't even know that we need it, and that's a conundrum. So an example of this, and the reason why this video is happening right now, is that I'm sitting with some clients recently, and I'm hosting these breathwork classes. The breathwork classes, by the way, are part of my group program called My Nutrition 360, which is currently open for enrollment, I will add. And you can go to reneejane.com to get more information about that. I really recommend having breathwork as a backbone to whatever practice you're doing, and it is the backbone to My Nutrition 360. And what I have discovered by people who come to these breathwork classes that I'm hosting outside of the My Nutrition 360 program. So these are people who don't know what breathwork is necessarily. They're coming out of curiosity. They're coming because a friend brought them and said, you need to do this. And they don't really get it. And what they're realizing is that they didn't know they needed it until they had it. Breath work seems so weird because it's like we breathe all the time. Why would I need to go to a class to teach me how to breathe? But what we don't realize, and what you may have heard before, is that most of us are breathing improperly. We're breathing from our chest, which is producing more anxiety. We're not breathing from deep down in our low belly and our diaphragm. And it's not just about breathing properly, though. It's about reconnecting with our body. So today I was sitting with a new client, and she said the most profound thing, and it turned into a beautiful conversation, and I won't overshare all of it, but in essence she said, it's like we have these two parts of ourselves. You know, I have my mind and I have my body, and I just wish they would talk to each other. And I said, oh my God, that's the exact point of the reason I do this work. It is to really help people become, number one, aware of the separation that we have between our mind and our body. And not only become aware of that separation, but find our way back to help it reconnect. And there's lots of ways that we can do that. And one of them is becoming more attuned or to listening to what our body is telling us. And that involves us slowing down, breathing, doing the things that when we are in stress and when we are in anxiety, we don't want anything to do with, by the way. I have found, on a side note, from my own experience of having PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and I have found from my experience in dealing with emotional abuse in the past and trauma, that actually meditating at times was really hard for me because it triggered me to act out in unhealthy ways afterward. And I'm not dogging on meditation. I meditate daily. I recommend most people do. But what I want to do is I just want to give a little bit of a conversation that sometimes reconnecting with our body can simply just be breathing. And that's a really good first step for people who are resisting meditation or people who don't feel like they can sit in meditation. It could be that your body's system, your nervous system, just has not calmed to that state just yet. So, in a nutshell, the practice of listening to your body and listening for cues that it gives you, the practice of calming down and naming sensations that you have in your body is a really big part of the work that I do in My Nutrition 360. And it's also a really big first step for a lot of people who want to close that gap, who want to bring back together these parts of self where we feel separate between our mind and our body, and remembering that we are whole. We are a whole self. Anyway, I hope this is helpful in some way, shape, or form. Go to reneejane.com for that case study interview that I mentioned to you with Gabriella. It's incredible. And reach out to me, share in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. I'm writing a book on it also, so I'd love to hear anything you have to say. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.